The Shakya clan massacre. During the time of the Buddha, a tragic event occurred that shook the entire Indian and Buddhist world. King Vidudabha led his army to massacre the entire Shakya clan. This event was not only a historical tragedy, but also a clear demonstration of the law of cause and effect and karma in Buddhist teachings. Cause and effect. The story begins not long after the Buddha attained enlightenment. King Pasenadi of Kosala wanted to marry the Shakya clan to consolidate his power and position. He sent an official to Kapilavastu to ask for the hand of a daughter of the Shakya clan. However, the Shakya clan, out of pride and arrogance, decided to marry the daughter of a slave named Mahanam to King Pasenadi. The slave's daughter gave birth to a son named Virudaka. Prince Virudaka grew up in the contempt and humiliation of the Shakya clan. During a trip to Kapilavastu to learn archery, Virudaka was chased away and humiliated by the Shakya youths because of his status as the son of a slave. This contempt was deeply ingrained in Virudaka's mind, becoming an unquenchable flame of hatred. The ascension to the throne and the plan of revenge. When King Pasenadi died, Liu Li ascended the throne. The hatred from his childhood arose more fiercely than ever. Incited by his ministers, especially Famchi Hyoko, Liu Li decided to destroy the Thich clan in revenge. The anger and desire for revenge took over his entire mind, turning him from a king into a cruel and merciless person. The Buddha tries to prevent. The Buddha, with his infinite compassion, foresaw the impending tragedy. Twice he personally came to stop Vimalakirti, advising him to let go of his hatred and forgive the Shakya clan. The presence of the Buddha, whom Vimalakirti still respected, made him hesitate and withdraw his troops twice. However, the fire of hatred in Vimalakirti's heart still smoldered, unable to be extinguished. The third attack, for the third time despite the Buddha's advice, Vitatuba decided to launch a final attack on Kapilavastu. Mahamoggallana, one of the Buddha's most powerful disciples, offered to use his supernatural powers to save the Sakyans. But the Buddha refused. He knew that karma could not be avoided or changed by any power. He said that the Sakyans' karma was ripe, and they would have to reap the rewards of their past actions. The massacre. The army of Liu Li surrounded Kapilavastu. The Shakya clan, though brave and resilient, could not resist their predetermined fate. They were mercilessly massacred by Liu Li's army. Blood flowed like rivers, corpses piled up, creating a scene of unprecedented horror. Liu Li's brutality did not stop there. He ordered the arrest of 500 Shakya girls, cut off their limbs, and threw them into a deep pit. The young, innocent girls suffered unimaginable physical and mental pain. Their cries and wails echoed, serving as a reminder of the cruelty that humans can inflict on each other. This cruel act of Liu Li shocked the world, highlighting the fierceness and meaninglessness of hatred. The tragic end of Vimalakirti. After completing the massacre of the Shakya clan, Vimalakirti and his soldiers returned to Savatthi with a sense of victory. However, they did not expect that their cruel actions had triggered an inevitable chain of karma. The Buddha, with his divine vision, foresaw the destruction of Vimalakirti and his soldiers in just 7 days. When he heard the Buddha's prediction, Vimalakirti felt afraid and ordered his soldiers to stand guard, guarding against any possible disaster. But people's hearts are hard to change, and the consolation from the ministers only increased Vimalakirti's arrogance. They believed that they had prepared all the necessary measures to ensure their safety. On the 7th day, when everything was still peaceful, Vimalakirti and his soldiers began to feel confident and held a big celebration party by the river. They did not expect that it would be their last party. That very night, a huge storm suddenly arose. The whirlwind, thunder, and heavy rain caused the river to rise and swept away all the soldiers along with Liu Li. All were destroyed in an instant, and soon after their souls were condemned to Avicii hell, where they had to endure the sufferings of their karma. The great storm was not only a natural phenomenon, but also a manifestation of karma, an inevitable punishment for those who had brought cruelty and suffering to others. Lessons on karma. Through this story, the Buddha wanted to teach that karma is an inevitable law. The past actions of the Shakya clan created the consequences that they had to receive. Even the Buddha could not change the karma of sentient beings. The practice and cultivation of the Buddha's teachings are the only way to reduce karma and attain liberation from the cycle of birth and death. The story of the destruction of the Shakya clan and the consequences for King Virudhaka is a clear and profound demonstration of cause and effect and karma. King Virudhaka's brutal actions not only led to the destruction of the Shakya clan, but also to the destruction of himself and his soldiers. This consequence is a reflection of past actions, reminding us that every action has consequences, which cannot be avoided. In each of his teachings, the Buddha taught us the importance of cultivating and practicing the Buddhist teachings to escape the cycle of suffering and karma. With his boundless compassion and wisdom, he showed the path to escape from suffering to all sentient beings, regardless of class or origin. His teachings are not only a light in the darkness, but also a torch to guide those who are lost in the sea of suffering. This tragic event is not only a page in history, but also a valuable lesson for all of us. It reminds us of the importance of compassion, forgiveness, and mindfulness. In our daily lives, every action, word, and thought we do creates karma, and we are responsible for what we have done. Only true practice with sincerity and determination can help us overcome karmic retribution and achieve true liberation. When we look back at this story, let us remind ourselves that we must live consciously, always remembering that every action we take has consequences. Let us learn to live with compassion, love, and understanding, so that we can not only help ourselves, but also help those around us to escape from suffering. The story of the Shakya clan and King Virudhaka is a powerful warning, reminding us of the power of cause and effect and the inescapability of karma. But at the same time, it is also a call for us to turn to the path of spiritual practice, seeking liberation through the teachings of the Buddha. Let us learn, practice, and spread these noble values together to bring peace and happiness to all beings.